A very good morning. You're watching News 9 with me, Akshita. And first up, there was drama near Shivananda Circle late last night as three men attempted to kidnap a woman. The incident took place outside Sirag Hotel, where Hegganahalli Corporator Govinda Gowda was celebrating his grandson's first birthday. After the party, his son Suresh and his wife Manasa stepped out of the hotel at around 11:45 p.m. This is when three miscreants came in a car and attempted to force Manasa into the car. But Manasa screamed and raised an alarm. Well, in fact, a few passers-by heard Manasa scream and managed to nab one of the accused, who has been identified as Manjunath, who is a resident of Sadarahalli near Doddajala. He was given a sound thrashing and handed over to the High Grounds police. The police are now on the lookout for two more accused. Well, an absolute shocker coming to light there. It is understood that this particular woman is a corporator's daughter-in-law. She was on her way home after a party that she had attended in a hotel for her son's birthday. And on her way back, when she was with her husband, we understand that three miscreants tried to kidnap the woman. There's no word on whether they knew who she was, whether they knew that she was pretty influential. But in all, we do understand that the woman Manasa in this case went on to scream and scream loud at that. Several of the passers-by heard her screams and immediately came to her rescue. They managed to nab one of the accused of the three kidnappers. One of them has been detained. In fact, this particular man you see on your screens, Manjunath, was beaten black and blue by localites and then handed over to the High Grounds police. The police are now interrogating him to find out who else was accused in this particular case. Who are the other two men who did manage to make a run for it? Manjunath has been identified as a resident of Sadarahalli, and they are questioning him to find out whether it was a targeted attack or whether they targeted Manasa because she was the daughter-in-law of a corporator. And while the police fired upon a gang of kidnappers at Malleshwaram's Harish Chandra Ghat cemetery, two of the kidnappers were injured in the firing. Four of them managed to escape. Well, the kidnappers had kidnapped six-year-old Vikas from Subramanya Colony. They had asked for a ransom of 50 lakh rupees from the parents. The parents had informed the Cotton Pit police. DCP West Laburam formed a team to nab the kidnappers. The injured have been identified as Dharmaram and Jitendra. All the kidnappers hail from Rajasthan. The police are now on the lookout for the other four who escaped from the cemetery. But kudos to the police there. They in fact managed to go ahead and nab the miscreants within a matter of hours. It is understood that this little boy, 6-year-old Vikas, was kidnapped yesterday morning, and by late last night we understand that the boy was returned to his parents after the police immediately set out to find out who was responsible. In fact, soon after the parents realized that their son was kidnapped, remember, they realized when they got a call demanding 50 lakh rupees for the safe return of their son. They immediately alerted the Cotton Pit police. The cops went on to bring the little boy back. They hatched a plan and realized who was responsible. In fact, it even led to a shootout of sorts on the streets of Malleshwaram. But finally, while two kidnappers were in fact found and taken into custody, the lookout is on for four others, and two of them are being treated in the hospital for their injuries after that particular shootout. Moving on, it was a village festival in Vedanatham in Tamil Nadu, but this festival turned into a tragedy. Take a look as to what happened.
Isikiyammale Temple Festival is celebrated in Vedanatham in Thoothukudi district every year. This year too, the villagers were busy with the celebrations. 4 children, Muttu Alagi, Isaki Amma, Adi and Moses, also attended the festival with their parents. Suddenly, they went missing. Worried parents alert the police. Police suspect a case of kidnap. High alert in bus and railway stations. During the search operations, the police combed an area where seized cars had been parked. In a tragic turn of events, the kids were found dead in one of the parked cars. They had suffocated to death.
தூத்துக்குடியிலிருந்து வரோம் சார். இங்க கோயில் கூட வருஷம் கோயில் திருவிழாக்கு நாங்க இங்க வருவோம். வரும்போது இந்த பிள்ளைகள் இங்க விளையாண்டுட்டு இருந்த பிள்ளைகள் கார் உள்ள நிக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு உள்ள போயிருக்காங்க. ஒரு 9 மணிக்கு மேல அந்த பிள்ளைகள் நாங்க தேடினோம், காணமே, எங்க தேடிங்க காணமேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு எல்லா இடத்துலயும் நாங்க தேடி பார்த்துட்டோம். லாஸ்ட்ல இந்த கார் இங்க உள்ள நிக்குதே, சரி இதுக்குள்ளேயாச்சும் போய் இருக்குங்களான்ட்டு போய் எட்டி பார்க்கும்போது தான் கார் லாக் பண்ணி இந்த பிள்ளைகள் உள்ள கிடந்திருக்குங்க. கார்ல ஏறினோன்னு இந்த லாக் ஆயிட்டு, லாக் ஆகணும்னு இந்த பிள்ளைகளுக்கு ஓபன் பண்ண முடியல காரை. அதனால வந்து இவங்க வந்து காரை வந்து லாக் பண்ணாம விட்டுருக்காங்க. அதனால இந்த பிள்ளைகள் ஏறி இருக்கு.
The bodies of the children were immediately taken to a nearby hospital for an autopsy. The post-mortem report stated suffocation as a cause of death. The police are still unaware of how the children entered the car and suspect a case of kidnap. Ramesh Kantirva, News9, Chennai.
And moving on, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is leaving no stone unturned to make his first Independence Day function a grand success. And to do so, the Prime Minister has ordered something unusual for all his officers.
After preparing his ID speech, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has now come up with a new order. Modi has strictly asked all his parliamentarians and all secretaries of government departments to attend the flag hoisting at the Red Fort without fail. He has also ordered the parliamentarians not to leave the national capital and go elsewhere on Independence Day. On being asked about the order, this is what senior BJP leader Kunwar Bhatendra Singh had to say.
He has requested all parliamentarians to come to a senior leader's house, and it will be a good occasion to meet the senior leadership and just have a casual chit-chat, which I think is a fairly good idea, to keep meeting your leadership and exchanging notes with them.
While the party feels that it is a good move by the Prime Minister, other political parties criticize the order.
Actually, he is a new man and he is really very enthusiastic, and I believe that people should go themselves for such function, like a national function. But unfortunately, it is not so. The Modi ji is compelling people now to go and cheer him up. Well, I can say that he is used to such antics, you know.
I think it's quite strange why he's trying to impose certain things which he should not. But at the end of the day, it's prerogative of the people who are being asked to be present on that day, and they need to decide. It's their own call, probably.
Speculations are also rife that the special speech which was asked to be prepared for Modi will not be read by the Prime Minister. Instead, Modi will give a normal speech just like the ones given at a rally. It will now be interesting to see will the Babus and ministers who are part of the government follow their leader's order. Sanjay Dikshit, News 9, Delhi.